Senator
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Rosenberg and Mr. Shugart. Insofar as two-thirds of the items in the Minister of Foreign Affairs mandate letter have to do with at least coordination, if not handing over of responsibilities to other departments, insofar as the skills required to navigate contemporary international issues resident in other government departments other than global affairs, insofar as, in the words of Mr. Shugart, diplomacy is a language that is not confined in one corner of the government, but has to be learned across many different departments. What is the utility of a dedicated foreign service stream? And if there is still utility, what would you say are the unique qualities that define that stream, which cannot be found and cannot be cultivated in other parts of the civil service?
Whom?
Well, perhaps you can start with Mr. Rosenberg, because he brought up the fact of the two-thirds in the mandate letter belonging to other government departments.
Mr. Rosenberg.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, I did bring that up, and I think it's important, but I said in my remarks that there are a number of areas where global affairs has the actual substantive expertise. It has the expertise in multilateral relations, in managing relationships with other governments, in development, in trade promotion, in trade negotiation. And the expertise that they have in understanding other societies. One of the key elements of diplomacy is developing a sound knowledge of the culture, politics, political structure, et cetera, in other societies. And those things can be very useful. Having people in missions on the ground and people even at headquarters with functional and geographic expertise can be helpful not only to the issues that global affairs is involved in, but also to the other issues, the newer emerging issues, climate change, cyber and digital issues, et cetera, pandemics that other departments are involved in. So there may come a time, and I recall when I was at Health and we were dealing with H1N1 back in 2008, when we ran out of a certain kind of vaccine that was necessary for pregnant women that couldn't take the regular vaccine, and Australia had supplies of that vaccine. Working through our High Commission in Australia, we were able to use their contacts with the government to quickly get a positive response. So I think that there's lots of value that foreign affairs has in terms of its own set of issues where it is uniquely positioned, but also in enabling other departments using the skills that they have developed.
And we mark.
Could I add briefly to that?
Yes, please. About 30 seconds, unfortunately.
Yeah, Senator, I'll give the example of my time at Health Canada as a senior official. I was asked to chair a health task force of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Organization. And my vice chair was a senior Chinese official. The first thing that was done was an ADM from the Department of Foreign Affairs came and briefed me exhaustively on the mechanism, the participants, the background, and the culture of the countries that formed the critical mass, including my vice chair. But then I was set off to lead this exercise, and it turned out to be extremely valuable in working with the host country, which I won't name, but we developed very, very solid relationships, and behind the scenes helped them pull off a very, very successful tour of duty as chair. So the leadership came from a line department, but the expertise about background and culture, what I called the language of diplomacy, was provided by the expert in the Department of Foreign Affairs. And I think that case makes the point that Morris and I are both stressing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shugart. We'll